Let me fix that. La 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 la. Hello, people. Hey, yeah. Of course, the Erator theme plays when I start. That's you know, that's something. Oh, it's still doing it. What the fudge? You mess around with your webcam and it gets mad at you. That's for sure. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, hopefully that did it. It looks like it did it. That's something. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I hope you're doing something good today. I hope something happy is happening for you today, cause I don't know, this is where it all begins and ends, I guess, really, you know, for what's to come. How there? I'm guessing you meant hey there, but how there is good way to start, actually. How you going there? Alright, I'm gonna log in, actually. That's what I'm going to start out with. But, hey, big idea. What's the big idea? At least I get to say that. I don't like how small I am. Can I make myself bigger? Is the question I've been asking myself for years now. Hello, Khono Chronos, wish you all well. Hello, Grazert Darkspear. I hope you're doing good yourself. I'm doing the Zul'jan questline, so... Oh yeah! I forgot that it's, also Tuesday, so therefore... Why is my character... I don't think I logged out here, did I? I don't remember logging myself out here, but okay. Did you listen to the audio story with Tarundo and Lorthamar? I did. I did that last week, I believe. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was alright. I think my only complaint, as much as I like the character of Lorthamar, is I think Tarundo should have given him a whack back, but, you know. I am biased to the Amani, you know? It is one of the things that I'm noticing about my patterns for Midnight and this expansion is, I think the Amani are pretty cool, and much cooler than the Blood Elves, so, you know. Typical stuff. Ooh. That all expired. That's a shame. Yeah, never ride and die on your housing decor, friends. It's not worth it. It will not always sell. Okay, let's see here. Alright, the new... Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna do some routine stuff real quick. And then we'll get into it. See, I don't really need stuff from the trading post. 269. Yeah. Didn't think so, yeah. So I don't really need anything from the vault anymore, but I can get some min out of it, so, hey.
We endure.
I'll, Ooh. There we go. I don't know, I think the fact that the Savage Amani kept his cool while the Dignified Blood Elf leader explodes says a lot. I mean, sure. But, like, what I'm saying is that Lorthamar hit Tarundo, and I think it's only fair that Tarundo gets to hit back, you know? Even if it's just throwing himself off of him, you know? Like, grabbing the elf and just... whoosh. But that's fair. I mean, I like what you're saying, too. I do agree with it. Alright, give me that money, money, money. Okay. Let us start this. Let us hop in and see what is going on with everyone in the place. felt like we haven't gotten anything ever. So you watched the short story? Yeah, I watched the short story. It's been a minute, but I watched it. Hagar has a message she believes the elves and trolls of Azeroth must all hear. She has sent a call to the leaders from the elven and troll tribes to come to Harendar. I have come here to ask the Blood Elves to join us, but you should be there as well. You have been with us through so much of this. The routeways from Silvermoon would be the fastest way, naturally.
Elder Hagar has called on the elven leaders to join this gathering in Harendar. It is of great importance.
It would be an honor. We will join you as soon as we can.
It's kind of just, I understand it, but it is kind of just surreal and funny at the same time that, like, we're kind of just kicking back our feet and, like, trying to figure out what Xal'atath is up to, but, like, sparingly, like, kind of just, like, casually. It's a little funny. It will never not be funny, but it's a little funny. Like, she's going to the core way. Almost everyone can, like, put that, you know, sort of together, I think. I don't think it says a lot. I don't think it takes a lot to figure that's where she's going. Given War Within. Hope you had a great week. My week's been alright. I tried to get some Z's in before the stream started. That went about as well as you think it did. Goodness, it was like around like 1, maybe 2, that I finally like fell asleep. And then I woke up at like 3:30, so maybe I got like an hour of sleep in. I remember waking up and I was like, man, I was finally dreaming. I was finally having a good sleep. And that went, yeah. I woke up and I was like, oh man. And you know the funny part is, I had a dream about Zul'jan. Of course I did. I'm not surprised, Brain. I'm not surprised.
Good. You are here. The elders and others await you below.
Damn! They had a random get voiced. I'm gonna give them credit where credit's due. They've been really killing it voice acting-wise for this expansion. I know some people in the WoW community think we beat Xal'atath. I don't think a lot of people understand what's happening in the story. Oh. Yeah, I think one of the interesting things about WoW as a story and as a game is I have noticed a lot of casual people don't typically pay attention to the story as much, which is weird. I mean, WoW's story is not hard to follow, if I'm being blunt. I have many thoughts about the recent WoW developments. I mean, don't we all?
All manner of elves and trolls are here. We await only the Blood Elves and the Amani.
Oh, those guys are the last to show up. Okay, let's look at what everyone has to say. Okay, no one says anything yet. Are there Drakthir here? Oh! Rokon!
Greetings, my friend.
Rokon and Zakan, and who's the other
How
troll?
you doing, man?
Just a random Darkspear headhunter, okay. And you got... It looks like some people are actually role-playing here. You... Me... Hi? I mean, I guess... Umbric... Is Thalarithra here, then? She is, in fact, here. This isn't the Way of Kings. Where is Zeth? Well, I don't think there's a Way of Kings video game yet, is there? I don't know what to tell you, Blue. You know what you're coming for. Where's Talanji? Yo... We haven't seen Talanji, guys, since Battle for Azeroth.
I fight to protect those who cannot protect themselves.
It is really nice to see her again after so long. Alright. I'm just glad to see Talanji here. I mean, I'm glad to see Rokon as well. That's my boy. I think I ever get to talk about it, but it's like really, it's just really nice and special in a way that out of all of the troll characters, and like, I get it, there's not a lot of troll characters, but I think they were considering Bwemba originally, maybe, to be the leader of the Darkspears, when Zul'jan passed away. But then, they made Rokon the Darkspear leader, and that's I really appreciate that as a Warcraft 3 mega fan, so. What the F is the Stormlight Archive reference in her dialogue? I mean, they might as well, right? Okay, let me try to... How are these guys should get dismounted. This is evil.
You hail from above.
Alright, it should not be long now. Alright, it should not be long now indeed.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
Erikahara has requested that we invite this meeting to all troll and elven leaders we know. Okay. It was not easy to convince them to come. There are some past grievances between these groups. Agar hopes to overcome these divisions. As we wait for the others to arrive, feel free to speak to the other delegates. The wait is making them restless, so try not to inflame tension. So I should have been talking around while doing that instead. Well, that's fine.
So many old wounds. It makes them tense, being near those who were enemies for so long.
It would be kind of ironic, in a little, like, I know it's not going to happen, but this would be the funniest development in the lore that when our Orwena and the Heron are trying to pull off here, which I know what it is about, I'm not going to spoil it, but it would be funny if this meeting led to the armistice breaking apart, and it's all the Heronier's fault. I think that would be an amusing, ironic, and funny, I just think that would be a really funny way of progressing the story, considering everyone the more that people have been moving away from the faction war, the more it seems like there are people, and I'm kind of included in this, I will admit, want the faction war to kind of resurface. And, yeah, I could kind of go for it too at this point, like, I think the armistice was fine for the end of Battle for Azeroth, Shadowlands, and Dragonflight, but I think it really started to crack, or should have cracked, in War Within. Talanji straight up referenced a quote from World of Radiance, even the game is telling you to continue. Actually, that is Way of Kings. Well, I will be, I do admit, I do need to get back to reading it, Blue. I was starting my reading journey with it, and then I, stopped. But, I am trying to read through it, buddy. I agree with Unika. Why does Rokon have no voice acting? Oh, that's disappointing. I guess they couldn't get Rokon's voice actor maybe in time. That's a little bit sad.
The shadows serve us.
Whatever the Harroner wished to share, this is an excuse to see this new land. Even now, the Rendora are seldom thought of as equals by, well, anyone unless they need a portal or some shadow monster banished. Then it's back to the Void with you, Umbrick. Maybe not the Void anymore, but... At least these Harroner consider us as important as the Trolls. I found the recent short story good. I think the game mainline narrative should fall more in line with it. I could see that. There was a time when I didn't want the faction war, but it's been so boring, the factions need some animosity to spice up things in the story. Yeah. I think I agree with that, the big idea. I got my eyes on you. Look. At least I'm reading it and I'm not saying mean things about it like a certain box. Just saying, Baloo, just saying, I'm the nice one. I'm a nice guy.
We serve the Alliance. For a group that has avoided trolls and elves for so long, the Harroners seem rather rushed to tell us something.
Yeah. Hi, Thalrithra. Best elf, by the way.
Magic surrounds us.
It's been strange fighting alongside the Kaldorei once again. Eretor managed to temper the divisions amongst the elves, but some hostility still remains, lurking beneath the surface. I once thought when Suramar was liberated from the Burning Legion, we would be reunited with our Kaldorei cousins, but they still resented us for Elzon's betrayal. We might have tried harder to bridge these divisions, but I did not want to subject my people to the Kaldorai's arrogance and mistrust. Until recently, I thought we would have to forge our future without them, and now, I suppose time will tell if these new bonds last. Yeah. Yeah. Some people are still sour about the Nightborn being in the Horde, but yeah, I think it was the most ideal pick and decision, really. I could see, like, the Nightborn would be the most neutral allied race before the Heronir or whatever, but I think I prefer them going Horde only, actually. Especially after seeing what neutral allied races are like. They're not like the Pandaren, so it's like,
Our unity sustains us. Many Kaldorei still view us with scorn. To them, we are either cowards who hid from the Legion, or traitors who joined the Horde.
A Void Elf has cheered at me, so you know what? That's winning at something, right? I mean, I'm doing that while talking to a Nightborn, so that has to account for something. I'm gonna do all the elves first, and I'm gonna do the trolls next. Hi, Chandris.
Shall we begin?
It's so weird seeing her instead of Tyrande, but I'm getting used to her as the new leader. The Kaldorei are an ancient people that have fought countless battles through the ages. Let me read your thing. Gosh darn it. Jeez. Some of the troll empires have been around that long, but few individuals. I have personally crossed blades with nearly every faction here at some point or another throughout our history. While the elves may have reconciled with us for now, the same cannot be said about the trolls. As I scan this room, I can see the anger and judgment in some of their eyes. It matters a little. The Kaldorei will not be intimidated by the trolls, the Horde, or anyone else. See, this is some... I like the dialogue here, actually. Because, like, I feel like for the longest time, like, WoW or Warcraft has been treating it like the Armistice is, like, the here-all, be-all, and that we're all singing Kumbaya, and that we're all friends and amigos. I like that they're at least showing that tensions are high, and that it can easily snap at any moment, which is... I really do hope that either in Last Titan or after Last Titan, we do see the Armistice break. Like, I do think that leads to more interesting stories. I know some people don't want that, and that's fair. Power to them, but I think, I don't know, there's something really powerful and really good about Alliance versus Horde, or Horde versus Alliance, you know. I think that is where the juicy bits come from. Like, for us to get more Wrathgate-like moments, we have to get more... Well, I don't want to say Teldrassil moments, because that'll sound bad, but more faction war is good for a juicy story like Warcraft. I think Warcraft has been bereft of it for too long, so seeing it in little snippets here is nice, at least.
Nature will heal.
The Kaldorei will do what we must for the preservation of this world and the protection of our people.
Fair. We need more blood. Blood! Time to talk to my favorite elf of all time. I have had my differences with many of those gathered here. The Blood Elves refused to let me come home and sided with our enemies, but we found a way to move forward to work together against Xal'atath and her minions. But the Imani, they have been at our throats for so long. Everyone in Quel'thelas has lost friends and family to the Imani axes. How do you forgive? I know their leader fought to liberate the Sunwell, and that Lady Liadrin has vouched for them. Despite this, I don't understand how Liadrin can set aside her hatred. Risa Sorts, I have not. Yay, my favorite elf. This might be one of my least favorite elves, and it seems to remain that way, definitely. It needs to return to classic era skirmishes and Cold War-esque scenarios. I can agree with some of that. I'd be down for something a little bit more slowly building up over time, but something to that extent at the very least. But they can press it further if they want to. Big idea. I think that should be maybe the play. We'll see.
Until next time. I am told the Imani have been invited as well. Do not expect me to break bread with those murderers.
Okay. Yeah, well, look, I'm gonna say it, but, you were pretty gung-ho about going Mrs. Murder in, The Purge of Dalaran, so, I don't know, Verisa. Verisa's somehow less racist than Sylvanas, which is wow. I don't know. That's not really true, Leandra. That's no. Cause like Sylvanas was willing to work with trolls, orcs, like she was willing to work with the same race that kind of helped butcher her people. I meant that in reverse. Okay. Yeah, I think you messed that up a little bit there. Yeah, Sylvanas, like, she's not perfect. That's an understatement. But at the very least, she wears what she is on her sleeve and doesn't dance around it, you know? No way Sylvanas was nowhere near as racist. The voice work in the short story was and is phenomenal. I agree with that. I mean, Lorthamar's voice actor is good. Torondo's voice actor is good. They're both great. Alright, I heard that Rokan doesn't have a voice, but we'll still hear him out. But what about Zakan? Hey, Zakan. It's been a minute, buddy. As an ambassador of the Horde, I worked with many of the people of Azeroth. When I heard about the Dawnwell, I thought the elves would be nicer. I never expected to be seeing them still being wary of each other. It seems now that Xal'atath is gone, a few be going back to their old hatreds. I don't understand it. Still so much anger about old fights when facing the end of the world. I guess it's no different for us trolls. We still got Darkspear that want to run through every Gurabashi they see. We always having a reason for the hate. Even when we come together, it usually doesn't last. Zakan shakes his head. Well, at least Zakan is still carrying on some of Varrock's lessons, I guess, that he imparted. Zakan is definitely a younger troll that has experienced less of the the grizzly shit.
We will never give up.
That would make too much sense, Zakan. We can't have that. I guess. All right, let me read what our boy Rokan has to say. All right. The elves be having history with the Amani. They not be the only ones. The Darkspear have always been a smaller tribe. We got no gleaming cities or glorious armies. Tribes like the Amani, Gurabashi, and Drakari all had empires. To them, the smaller tribes were easy pickings, either subjects or victims. So, tribes like the Darkspear? We got kicked around, pushed aside, and left to toil. Even by the Zandalari. That was why we joined the Horde, not just for the protection. Nah, Thrall saw us as a vital part of the Horde, not just another tribe to conquer. Hey, Thrall mention! Now none of them got empires, but the Zandalari. It was clever of the Harrenir to only invite a few tribes, or some might look for payback. True. Could you imagine they invited every single troll tribe here? Oi. Verisa calls them murderer and butcher, but she forgave Sylvanas with the quickness. See toad result. Yeah. Zakan really needs his time in the spotlight. Many people still view him as a meme character. I mean, the last time Zakan also had screen time was Battle for Azeroth. Like, we've had short stories with him, but yeah, it's been a minute since we have gotten Rokan, Zakan, Talanji doing anything. Can my favorite author stop aging, please? Stop the clock. I wish, well, I do have that power, but, it's reserved.
Come back if you need me help. The Darkspear spilled blood with some of the
Oh, he does have voice.
here. But I'd be willing to set aside old rivalries for the common good.
Okay, so Rokan is a based character, is what I'm understanding. Darkspear spilled blood with some of the trolls here, but I will be willing to set some old rivalries for the common good. Yeah, so Darkspear are, pretty based as always. Hello, Talanji. I missed her. I really did.
Times change, and so must the Zandalari.
I know little of the Harrenir beyond the reports from the Horde Council. They seem few in number. Wow, Horde Council acknowledgement, goddamn. It's been a minute. I think that might be one of the first Horde Council mentions in the entire expansion. They seem few in numbers and disorganized, unlikely to be a threat to the Zandalari. Still, let it not be said that the Queen of the Zandalari is too proud to answer such a call. I know that some of them wish to join the Horde, and they will know we return respect when it is shown to us. I really do like how, like, Talanji became, like, really patriotic for the Horde. I mean, it's not a surprise. She kind of grew up on stories of Zul'jan being a badass and, you know, telling Zul to fuck off, so. I need to see some Hennerland's Riventusk action, right? I agree. I concur with that. The time frame between Battle for Azeroth and Mist of Pandaria is the same time frame as the war within the BFA. I mean that IRL. That is... I don't like that. I don't like that, Leandra. I don't like that one bit. Eesh. Alright, why did you bring so many troops? So many, it is a fraction of my honor guard. If anything, I brought fewer. The Zandalari are proud people, sometimes so proud we believe we are invincible. No longer. I have made it my priority to never underestimate our enemies. Surprise attacks, assassinations, we will not be caught unaware again. Talanji narrows her eyes. I have not forgotten what the Alliance did to my father, and I never will. That is base as all heck. Holy moly. Like I said, there is some I really like the animosity in the air here. This is like... this is like good stuff. Oh, I know where it's leading. I know the bubbling point, the boiling point. Oh. But I do like it. I do like the animosity here. That's I like that, because it has been too much of, kumbaya lately. I will admit that.
May your vestments be adorned with the skulls of your enemies.
All of Azeroth respects the Heranir for fighting against the Void. But to bring so many old enemies to one place, watch carefully.
I can't tell if it's because she sounds older, or... Did they get a new voice actor for Talanji?
I will do whatever I must to keep my people safe.
Because that sounds deeper. Maybe it's just because she hasn't done the voice in a while? I don't know. That sounded a little different. Could just be because it's been so long. I mean, it has been, let's see. 7 years? Ugh. I know for a fact that if and when fighting starts again, Talanji will have her vengeance. Probably not against Jaina, but against some, for sure. I think that, again, I've said this so many times, but, it makes way more sense if it was animosity between her and Gen Greymane, because Gen Greymane was actually in the room threatening Rastakhan with Shaw. Jaina was nowhere in sight in the room. How old is Talanji now? Like, late 20s? She was the same age as Anduin, I believe, lore-wise. So she's either 25 or 26, I think. Alright. Speak to Orwena. We have talked to everybody! Woohoo!
You have found me.
I have received word that our final delegates have arrived. Shall we go greet them? I have finished speaking with the delegates. Alright. It's, I think it's Amani time. Well, Amani and Blood Elf time, I should say. Oh, cutscene time, too. Is this a Terran cinematic? Hey, Zul'jan!
You must be Zul'jan. Welcome to Herinda. It is an honor.
Why have you asked me here?
Mother Hagar has asked many to come. Both trolls and elves.
Hi, Lorthamar.
This is Zul'jan of the Amani. Zul'jan, this is...
I know who he is.
Bold of the Amani to send the one who raided our forest as their emissary.
Hey!
You're first.
Knock it off, Lorthamar.
I haven't cut your throat already.
There will be no violence in this place.
Welcome.
I mean, Lorthamar punched them, so,
You have traveled far to be here. Please, come.
Giga Chad Lorthamar? Nah, Giga Chad Zul'jan. Punch him in the face, Zul'jan! Do it!
You are wondering why you are here. Generations upon generations ago, we Haranir stalked the forests of the world above until we heard the call of our goddess. Seeking her warmth, some left the forest behind, vanishing deep within the sacred hollows of the world.
I like the art style here, at least.
Many Haranir remained above, and over time they changed, splintering apart as millennia passed, giving rise to mighty empires and terrible wars, fought by those who had forgotten they had ever been people at all. But here we are, together. Elves, trolls, and Haranir.
Y'all are stirring the pot.
One lineage. We are in essence one people. And now we can be so once again.
Lies.
I liked the glowing eyes of Zul'jan and Rokon in the back. Oh.
It cannot be. What do you, Haranir, know of my people's history? Our triumphs. Our suffering.
I understand this is difficult. If you are willing, I could show you proof. And perhaps a path forward.
At least he's willing to hear her out.
Ashura? How nice to see another familiar face here.
Hi, Kinderu. So the Haranir predate trolls. I think we already knew that. God, the elves are such snobs. Zul'jan is at least trying. That is not the play, Arwena. Is she trying to talk to me? Oh, let me... I'm not sure I like this lore change. It's, I mean, I don't know. Bit of a hit or miss, obviously. Good to see you again. Kadira looks around the den, then sighs. Do you know where Zul'jan has stomped off to? No, I do not. But he is talking to Arwena. Zul'jara, could not leave Zul'aman as the Yamani still recover. I'm trying to read it. She sent Zul'jan in her stead. She hoped showing trust and giving him this responsibility would bring him out of her shadow, make use of his talents, but this news... I am an old troll. I have a hard time writing Zul'jan in, but he may listen to you. Would you join us, Zul'jara? Would you join us? Zul'jara and I would be grateful if Zul'jan stayed out of trouble. I wish.
It's good to have you along. Now, where is my nephew?
Alright, what do these guys have to...
I never miss a shot.
Long ago, the Highborn made me re-examine who my people were and chose my own family. I've witnessed elves and trolls harming our world time and time again. What did the Haranir hope to accomplish with this information? They really think ancient grudges will just evaporate because of this? The others learn so slowly. Yeah, the Haranir really are just kind of stirring the pot with this development. Like, this really doesn't help much.
come with an open mind.
It cannot be. There's a part of me that realizes this could be true. I can see similarities in the way that they connect to the cosmic forces and their gods. There are physiological similarities, but mostly no one can hurt you quite like family. So much blood spilled cannot be easily forgotten. For us or the trolls, I would imagine. Still, I can take some solace in imagining the look on Romoth's face. It's a good thing Romoth's not here, actually. Where I have seen the story before. Oh, Princess Talanji and Rastakhan. You might want to elaborate what that means, actually.
How can I help?
I can trace my family's lineage back to... No. This makes no sense. But my people never suffered wars or raids from the trolls. Not really. We must be ready to support Lorthmar and his people through this.
We have found our place in this world.
I will say, the one big thing that's weird, or has been weird, I don't know if they're ever gonna address it, but like, they have been weirdly dancing around the Blood Elves' relation with the Darkspear trolls. It's mostly been focusing on the Amani, which makes sense. But at the same time, though, you would think they would acknowledge it a little bit for moments like this. Meta-wise, I think this is like a jab that some writers try to make things much more peaceful. Could be.
Peace to you, friend.
Hi, Burl Bearmantle.
I stand with you.
Forgot that they updated his design, actually. Ooh, there's a Rokon stay a while and listen? Ho ho ho.
There is much to do. Speak.
The Zandalar Empire has the oldest libraries. We know of the Dark Trolls, the earliest days of the Night Elves, and the Mogu. How could we not have heard of this? To think that we would have such a gap in our history. No, we must know more. We must have proof. I think I already asked that, so I don't need to ask it again. What do you think about this, Zakan?
How can we help?
Elves and trolls both be descended from some of Azeroth's greatest hunters. That'd be something. But there are still many old wounds to heal. We have been enemies for too long to heal quickly. Maybe it would have been better if the Heronir had kept this quiet. True! I wish I could tell old Sarfang. He would have gotten a good laugh out of this. Aw, man. How's the daughter, Brol? Does Brol have a daughter? What? I don't think Brol has a daughter. Does he have a daughter? I don't know. I don't know Brol Mantle lore. Sarfang probably would have laughed at this, actually, though. That's such a nice acknowledgement. Alright, what do you have to say, Rokon? Trolls and elves have been at each other's throats, and their own, since history began. I hope the Heronir know what they be doing here. No, they do not. They are just... This is gonna fix everything! No, it's not. It was never gonna fix anything.
Don't be getting mixed up in the voodoo.
I will have to tell the other tribes. They will not be pleased.
This could be exciting news. We all come from an ancient line of hunters and guardians of a secret world. What does it matter if the elves share that ancestry?
It matters plenty, Zakan.
Our people have clashed with the elves for millennia. They will not let go of old conflicts easily.
If they even believe what Hagar told us. Most trolls never seen a Heronir, never even heard of them. How do we tell a troll who never left the Echo Isles that the elves are kin to us?
The Horde brought many of us together. Maybe.
You cannot force a family. Even if we share blood, this will take time.
I definitely think they recasted Talanji. Oh. Why, though? Could they not get the original voice actor to come back? Because I remember seeing something about, I think it was in the French dub for World of Warcraft, maybe? I think. That she refused to let, and this was the French voice actress. I think she refused to do, Talanji's voice for AI or whatever. For the French dub, because I think they're using AI for French or something. I think. Could be wrong. I don't know if it's actually to the French. But, But I'm wondering if something similar happened with the English voice actor then. This is like telling Japan, Korea, and China to be friends when Japan did its conquests. I could see the similarities. Obviously, a little bit more fantasy stuff going on here, but yeah. The Harenir are definitely stirring the pot here quite a bit. But I like the insightfulness of Rokon, at least. Alright, we can talk to the elves.
We stand together.
One people, because long ago the Harenir were our family. Do you know who my family is? Larissa, Varath, Lyrith, and every other Windrunner who felt the Amani blades. The existence of some distant relations cannot undo the spilling of Windrunner blood. My blood. The Harenir have hidden from the world for far too long. They think this will change things. I mean, she's not wrong, but at the same time, though, this is, recastings are nothing new. I'm not saying that they're not new, it's just usually there's a reason behind the recasting, the big idea. And I don't know what the reason behind this one is. But, I mean, there's plenty of blood that the orcs spilled on Varissa's behalf, so, yeah, it checks out.
Together we will save Azeroth.
We have joined together to protect Azeroth. Is that not enough? Must we be asked to forgive every sin in the name of the Brotherhood? These Harenir have lived alone. They do not know what it means to share a world. They don't understand what we have been through. They can't just tell us that we are now, one people with the Amani. That they are our kin. The Harenir have done us a great service, but this is too much. I will not accept this. It's like I said, it's weird how little Lorthamar and the Blood Elves in Midnight acknowledge the Darkspear. Like, at the very least, he could say something nice about them, nice about Zul'jan, nice about... It's the one thing that I think is missing from this, maybe? That's... Like, I get it. It's mostly focusing on the animosity between the Amani and the Blood Elves. That's fine, but...
The light of the Sunwell be with you.
Verissa, you aren't wrong, but damn, you are a hypocrite. Cough, cough, Silver Sun. Yeah. Hello, Jagscar. Hello. Hi, Liadrin. After all we've been through, I thought that there was little that could surprise me. The Sagar managed to find a way. It is a lot to consider. These bonds would be ancient even further back than our connection to the Kal'dorai, and our link to the Naga has hardly brought peace. Did the Harenir think this would temper long-held animosities? That's a good comparison, actually. I gotta read that again. I could have told them this was how Zul'jan would react, why he is even allowed to be here after all he has done. What was Zul'jara thinking? I can give that person a salute. It's always nice when people... I get... Banneret gets acknowledged a lot in game, I've noticed. Makes sense. He is my boy, and I've been playing him for so long. Still, I was beginning to see some reflection of myself in Zul'jara. Perhaps this could be another step forward, moving on from old grudges. It's... I don't like how Liadrin treats Zul'jan. I think, obviously, that's another additional thing. I just really like Zul'jan, and a lot of the characters obviously don't like him. And that, I'm not saying that doesn't make sense, but I wish there was at least more, like, I wish it was a mixed bag. I wish it was more of a gray area, because right now it feels like everyone hates Zul'jan in the world, rather than it just being split. And I really wish, like, I said this on Twitter, and I've said this before, but it would have been really nice if Eitrig or Rexar or someone from the olden days, like Garona or something too, but like an orc character who was like, yeah, the Amani were my bro, you know? Like, it's very one-sided against the Amani, and it's been that way, except for Liadrin, but even Liadrin doesn't like Zul'jan, so it would have been nice if we had someone who was a little bit more like, you know, in favor of Zul'jan, in favor of his spirit, against everything. I stand for Zul'jan, hell yeah.
We share a lineage with the trolls, with the Amani. This is preposterous.
These are shocking revelations, but I have fought beside them, Lor'themar. We share more in common than you may think.
And what now? We open our gates to them? Welcome them into the very city they have long sought to burn to the ground?
No one is suggesting that. This is merely a new perspective. A chance to...
Liadrin, you of all people should understand the pain and loss the Amani have inflicted upon us. They destroyed our homes and slaughtered our families. They captured and tortured us when we fought back.
I know, Verisa. Believe me, I know. It has not been easy for me to move past my anger, but it is a path worth walking.
Then I admire your grace. You will find I am not as forgiving as a paladin of the light.
Now we know you're not forgiving, Brisa.
Yes, kin. Not after they robbed me of my true family. Salama Ashalanore, Blood Knight. Justice for our people.
Okay, Brisa. Anyways. Base Lor'themar? I don't think he is hated, but he feels like a ticking time bomb. Liadrin is right to be concerned. He is very hot-tempered. She's like saying stuff along the lines of like, I don't even know why someone like him is here. Like, it's very snobby and very just... I just... It's making me not like Liadrin. And I used to really like her. Older Stonewall ogres going, these Amani saved many Stoneballs in the Second War. It could have been, I mean, I don't think we're gonna see ogres address that, Leandra, but it would have been nice if we had orcs. Khono, I told you the 3 Windrunner sisters have the flaw of prosody to varying degrees. Yeah. Nah, he is right, bro, is locked. Again, it's weird. It's very weird how Lor'themar doesn't acknowledge his past friendships with the Darkspear. He's kind of just treating all trolls under the same umbrella. Like, even Talanji, right? Like, Talanji, Rokon, Zul'jan. It's very bizarre that, he doesn't acknowledge the Darkspears in any way. I got spaghetti. I'm gonna steal your spaghetti. Yeah, because Verisa has been any better in the recent past. Exactly. Hello, kettle, meat pot, basically. Alright. I think we talked with almost everyone, I'm pretty sure. Lor'themar, ideal for Zul'jan Theron, right? Like, he liked Zul'jan. And that's, like, not coming up at all in the dialogue. It's like, I hate trolls, I hate trolls. Hi, Kinderu. How's it going, buddy? I met Zul'jan during the battle for the Sunwell. She was confident, open-minded. Zul'jan seems very different from his sister, more brooding, more frustrated. Still, he seems willing to humor my request, perhaps he is just cautious. We'll be heading to the Den of Echoes. You are welcome to join us if you wish. The Heroners say that we were the first to walk amongst the trees of Azeroth. I'm sure every race has an origin myth like this. But for a way to say there is proof, perhaps this is a good thing. The Amani and the Blood Elves have always been at each other's throats. You saw how Zul'jan reacted when the Blood Elves arrived. That animosity stretches back millennials. A millennia, bleh. This new knowledge may be a way to focus on what we have in common and not on what divides us. It might be another step forward to lasting peace. Lor'themar is just tolerant of the Darkspear, nothing more. I wouldn't go no, I would go further than that. This is Lor'themar was very much a ride or die for Zul'jan. I mean, he literally is there to mourn for him. He carries his dead body to burn it. Like, I don't think it's tolerance anymore. We are way past tolerance with the Darkspear and the Blood Elves. Like, that is a friendship now. Like, it's the same with the orcs. Like, that's what I don't like about what Midnight is treating. Like, Midnight's kind of just, it's kind of just ignoring that bond and friendship that the Blood Elves have had with the Horde in other expansions. Midnight, for whatever reason, is very, dodgy with it. Now, Lorthamar likes Zul'jan, and Rokon. Him not liking the Amani and not drawing relation to the Darkspears as they haven't wronged him like people like the Amani did. It's something that I wish that he would, you know, at least bring up. Like, obviously, the Amani are a whole other bag of worms. But it would be nice if he at least said something nice about the Darkspears in the same sentence. That's all I'm saying, really. But yeah, it is above tolerance. It is way above that. The most charitable situation I can see for Lorthamar is that he has, compartmentalized the orcs and Darkspears as the good ones. I guess that's probably it. It's just fascinating because they have such a dark history with the races of the Horde, but, you know, they've chilled out with them, but the Amani are like a whole other thing. Like, those are still mending relations, really.
Don't be a stranger. I'm listening now.
Do you believe this nonsense? Amani and the elves sharing blood between us? Impossible. Orwena says there is proof, it is true, then let her show it.
We will find victory. Orwena, how do you know Hagar speaks the truth?
We must go to the Den of Echoes. Follow me.
I do love this trio. Like, this is a nice trio right here. Like, the one and only Harrenir character that I actually like is Orwena. But I also might be a little biased because she's actually willing to try patience with Jean. And anyone who's willing to be patient with Jean and try to form a friendship here is kind of based. But I also already liked Orwena in War Within, so... Midnight has a narrative it wants to tell in a world to be thrown out of hand. Yeah. The Horde as a whole had years of camaraderie with the Blood Elves, so the Blood Elf was paid, the blood was paid, the Amani, though, for the Blood Elves. She seems sympathetic of him, yeah. But she's willing to try with him, she's willing, I don't know, I really appreciate Orwena here. Like, out of all of the Harrenir, she's definitely my favorite, and she's the best of them, really. She feels like a real character. She feels like she's trying all the time. Yeah, I like Orwena. Generally probably the only Harrenir I remember, but also, like, I like.
The proof lies in one of the paintings within.
Good.
My patience is dwindling. I really like questing with Zul'jan. He really is my boy. Like, I know what's happening with him, and I'm not gonna get into that until later, but, I love him. He's great.
You're always welcome.
The keen-eyed Kina watch over you.
Orwena says this place holds memories of the Harrenir. They can relive their history through the paintings. Can you imagine if we had powers of this place? We could fill in the gaps of our history, uncover hidden truths and buried secrets. And I wouldn't need to carry so many books. I know Jean Boy hates how disorganized they are. Kindero chuckles, bleh. He don't suffer fools, and I appreciate that. He likes us, you know, like, that counts for something. Like, what I really like about Zul'jan is that he is very, he is obviously very passionate and hateful towards people who, in my opinion, rightfully deserve it in a way. He's very antagonistic towards those that he does not like Lorthamar, like Turalyon, and that's fair, considering their history. But, he's chill with us. Because our history really isn't that grim. We don't really have... I mean, technically the Horde did kill Zul'jan, but... I mean... I don't think specifically the story has acknowledged that the player character is the one to do it, and it doesn't really seem to bother Zul'jan as much. I appreciate him. Not all the visions of this place were clear to us. Some of them were strange. One in particular seemed to revolve around an unfamiliar people, a people that we learned are the Amani Trolls. The magic used to create the paintings to pull the memories from the past are tied to the Haranir and those close to us. If there was no connection, the Zur-Ashar, who created the painting, could not have, I'm trying to read it, gosh darn it. Could not have recalled the troll history. I can show you and Zul'jan, and you can judge for yourselves.
You expect me to believe some scratches on a wall?
Our magic only works for memories of our kin. How can we find paintings of Amani memories if you are not kin?
I gotta find... that's one thing that I do kind of wish we had more moments of.
Touch the vision stone and bear witness.
I wish we had more moments of, you know, like when characters are walking with us, they stay walking with us. Like, I understand why they kind of gotta go fade out at times, but, it'd be nice if they did more, like, walk with this character in chat. They did that in, the Anaran Plains, and, that was nice, and that was optional, too.
So, your path leads you here.
The paintings within the Den of Echoes create visions that others can experience. They are based on memories that are often first-hand accounts, but other times are fables and tales. The magic that conjures these visions will only work with memories of a Haranir or those related to them.
May you lend your song to hers.
Okay, I already read that. Alright, Zul'jan. This is her proof. Paintings. Zul'jan scoffs. Maybe that's why Zul'jara sent me here instead of coming herself. Better to waste my time than hers. At least my uncle is having a good time.
May the strength of our ancestors be with you.
He's... I just don't know how you could look at this character and go villain. You know, he's just an angry bean, you know? He's got moxie, you know?
This land looks familiar. This is Zul'aman.
Yes, a desperate battle long ago between the Amani and ancient enemies.
Ooh. Aha, the Cathix. Not Cathix, Akir. Cathix is involved here, but yeah. I do like how they at least are acknowledging some Chronicle lore here. In world logic, I meant to say. Gotcha.
I know this battle. This is our great victory I heard stories of when I was a child. We, Amani, stood alone. No Gokinye, no Loa. And we defeated the greatest enemy the trolls had ever known.
Based. Destroyer of the Amani.
The trolls would have lost, but a few took a desperate risk.
Summoning completed. Ah, yes. There is a lot of anger, hatred, and anguish in Zul'jan similar to Garrosh. Similar, but like... I think with Garrosh, there was a lot of just ignoring what was going on around him, too. What if Zul'jan is resurrected after the raid? But okay, let's not talk spoilers too much. And remains a snake person who serves as the leader of the snake as an allied race? No. I'm not gonna get too much in the spoiler territory right now, Seawall, but no thank you. Zul'jan should remain a troll and not that. Just do Sethrak if you're gonna do a snake race. Just do Sethrak. We don't need a new one.
They sought the most powerful presence they could find, and pulled, and summoned a creature from a place none should disturb. The Rift of Uln. The Rift of Uln is a place of madness and pain, but the Imani found something greater. They called it Xal'atath.
Hi, Xal'atath. Garrosh was mad because he wasn't on top. Zul'jan is mad because the world kept pushing his people down. That's a very apt way to describe Zul'jan's situation, yeah. There has been no mention of this Xal'atath in our histories as far as I'm aware. Perhaps it was one of the first Loa. When we return to Zul'aman, I can consult Akilzan for answers. Oh, if these visions are real, then this could help uncover a long-forgotten piece of Amani history. Ganduru scratches his chin thoughtfully. Xal'atath seems to be extremely powerful. Perhaps it was one of our first Loa. Okay, I read that. Where's Zul'jan? Oh yeah, he's experiencing the vision. Amani history painted on the walls of our ancestor. This magic does not work without a bond between our peoples.
No, this must be lies. The Amani alone won this victory.
I have heard the story since I was a child. The Amani were outnumbered and still fought on. They claimed victory through sheer will. Orwena says these visions cannot lie. Uncle thinks the details of this battle could have been lost. They would question everything it means to be Amani. Zul'jan scowls. I must find the truth of this. Uncle says if anyone would know, it would be the Loa. The Loa have nothing of this before. Said nothing of this before. But we must start somewhere. It's time to go home. Akilzan trolling. The answer is chirp.
We will discover the truth of this, Gokini.
What he means to say is you have our thanks for sharing this with us. And we must return to Zul'aman to investigate.
I can speed your return. Roots guide your path.
Let's go! Alright, I'm gonna do another record. I like how they did it at the same time. That was cute. Bye, Orwena! Oh, Orwena. What have you unleashed? Oh, boy. I actually am curious, because, again, this is the first time I'm doing the quest, but,
Hasura, help me search through Uncle's things while he communes with the Loa.
Yeah, I don't know if the Loa interact with this at all. I'm kind of curious if they do or don't.
We don't need magic
Why is my uncle so disorganized?
Think on what I have said.
My uncle has already started communing with the Aloha to find information of this Xal'atath. Meanwhile, we're gonna dig through his boxes to see what we can find. Zul'jan points to all the boxes scattered around the terrace. My uncle has the biggest collection of histories among the Alani. I used to read through them when I was a boy. Look for anything about Xal'atath, snakes, or early Amani history. I'll take these, you search for the others. I don't feel like Zul'jan likes us, he just sees us as useful tools. Don't agree with you, big idea. Don't agree with you. I think he does like us, it's just that he doesn't like certain people. I don't think he liked us at the start, but I think he's warmed us to us over time. I mean, literally in his dialogue, he says, finally someone competent, and then, like, he, like, has a very chummy way of referring to us and interacting with us. I don't think, like, we're best friends or anything, but I don't think he's exactly viewing us like we're a wrench or something. Obviously, we're useful, but I don't think he views us only as tools, if that makes sense.
Says they know nothing of Xal'atath. It's strange.
Because the Amani alone earned the victory.
The box is full of scrolls and writings. As you search through the materials, one scroll catches your eye. One of the oldest structures in Zul'aman is a crypt at Numazon. Built millennia ago after the brutal conflict, the crypt houses the remains of a fallen warriors as well as our earliest writings on stone tablets. The Imani are a people with a strong oral tradition, so these written records are a special treasure. Many of them have stood the test of time, allowing a unique look into early Imani history. We're tolerable? Definitely tolerable is a good term to use us regarding me and, you know, our unique alliance with Zul'jan. He at least likes, I think he at the very least likes us to a degree. Again, best friends, no. Chums, maybe. You know, like, I don't think we're best buddies with the guy, but I think at the very least, he likes us to an extent. Just, I don't think useful tools is a good way to phrase either. I don't know. He's complicated.
Yes, those tablets are ancient and we're searching for clues.
Numazon. The box is filled with scrolls and trinkets. One scroll looks much older than the others. Wave after wave of our best warriors fought against the endless hordes of our greatest enemy, eventually broke through their lines and attacked with all of our might. Though most of our fighters fell in the assault, we successfully were where so many had failed. The great nemesis of the trolls lay dead. What was left the Amani, battered and bleeding, stood triumphant. I can fix him. Exactly.
See, the Amani stood alone. No Loa, no Gokini.
And how many Amani died that day, Jean boy?
JK, he don't need fixing. He doesn't need fixing. He's fine. Right now, at least. Right now, he's fine. This box has scrolls and tablets thrown about haphazardly. It seems like someone has gone through this box before. As you sort through the paper and stone, your hand strikes a different material, wood. Lifting the items in a way, you find an Amani mask buried at the bottom of the box. Why is this here? Take the mask.
Get away! Leave me alone! A spirit mask! Grab it!
Okay. This guy is definitely a golden bean.
Never owned a mask like that. Where did it come from? Bring it here.
Here you go.
Just call me Uncle.
I never kept a spirit mask in my belongings. This one must have snuck into that box. Kendura inspects the masks. It looks quite damaged. Perhaps we can help.
May I be raised again on the wings? Why? Don't hurt me. You are damaged, friend. Ashura, grab my tools and some supplies.
Okay. How you doing, Zul'jan?
I I guess we can't get rid of you now.
I have read so many of these scrolls. This is one about our ancestors who first came to Zul'aman. This one is about the arrival of the elves who stole our land. Another one about the war with the humans. Zul'jan points to a bundle of scrolls. These are my favorite. They recorded the great deeds of my grandfather, his unification of the tribes, his victories in the war. What would he say if he heard our great victory was not won by the Amani's strength, but owed to this Xal'atath? Zul'jan shakes his head.
Find the strength in yourself.
No, Gokinye.
I have a few ideas. Want to hear them?
They attacked the city. They tried to destroy me. Who did? My memory is foggy.
Good question.
The Haranir lied. There is no mention of Xal'atath.
Xal'atath, the ultimate weapon of the Amani.
Oh, no, he knows! Oh no!
What do you mean, a weapon? What do you know?
I am not sure.
Hashura.
Did you hear what it said? A weapon. The ancestors do not bow to Aloha, they claimed a weapon that led to our victory. I must know more. You said the tablets at Numazon are the oldest in Zul'aman. We can continue to search there. Perhaps the ancient Amani left behind clues for us. Uncle says we should bring the mask. A stray memory might be key to unlocking this memory.
Numazon is our only lead about Xal'atath. At least until this mask remembers more.
Do you know who you are? Tell me what you remember. I will try. It's fragments. You seem familiar, though.
He's obviously a good mask, right? He's definitely not, he's not evil. He's definitely not gonna lead anyone down some dark path, right? He's the good guy, yeah. Definitely not someone we've already met. Right?
We are searching for knowledge, Jamboy, not weapons.
If Xal'atath is our weapon, we would be fools not to reclaim it.
Oraka, beloved of Akelzon.
This talk of weapon has sparked Zul'jan's imagination, dangerously so. He may be callous at times, but Zul'jan loves his people. He sees their plight and wants to help. He grew up in times when we had no Loa, when we had, the other tribes abandoned us, when we had to stand alone. All he had was family. He was inspired by the tales of his grandfather. Yes, Zul'jan was a hero to the Amani, but he has also made mistakes. Let us hope Zul'jan does not follow in his footsteps.
There you are. I need your help with a project.
Uncle does not understand. Xal'atath could change everything.
Stay strong.
If the tablets were made when the Amani first arrived in Zul'aman, then there must be some clue about Xal'atath here. The tablets are too heavy to carry, so Uncle suggested that we take rubbings of the inscriptions. I scouted ahead and gathered a few, but I ran into the Vile Branch. I came back here to make sure Uncle was safe. Enter Numazon and collect more of the rubbings while I watch over Uncle. Watch out for the Vile Branch. See, he cares about family. He cares about his uncle. Like, I love how much of a torn character he is. Like, it's very, like, it's not like one-to-one he's evil, right? Like, he clearly has his own motivations. Again, really, really strong and really good character here. I wish I could be more help, but the gaps in my memory due to the damage the mask has sustained, that magic has leaked out for who knows how long. You repair the physical parts of the mask, but the magic within is still weak. Zul'jan says Vile Branch trolls occupy this crypt. The magic that binds me together is like the magic they use. You might be able to help retrieve their hex fetishes. I should be able to drain the magic from them.
Can the Vile Branch hex sticks restore the mask's memory?
Not directly, but reinforcing the magic within may help.
Between the tablets and the mask, let's hope we find a clue to Xal'atath.
Alright. I am surprised we're not really, I actually would have been down for more of like a... the short story seemed to have teased the return of the Vile Branch Chieftain. I'm curious if that's ever gonna pop up at all. Okay, that's all the Amani rubbings. That's a word. We need 2 more. Hello there. Okay, that's all of that. Let's get the heck out of here. Oof. Well, the nitro boots aren't always nice. No, they are not. We're back. Zul'jan and Kanduru and Evil Mask.
Since the first shrine built in Atalaman was dedicated to the serpent's victory.
Are they talking about Xal'atath?
Probably. The magic of the Vile Branch feels so familiar. Did they put me in this mask?
What? Oh, yes. What would you hear? I can remember. Who? What? Oh, yes. What would you hear?
Okay, he doesn't have a lot of quick lines. Let me take a look at the rubbings. Look there, this mentions the Amani summoning a great serpent to save them from a terrible foe. And here, the serpent was victorious, but the Amani sealed it away. The first shrine built in Zul'aman was dedicated to the serpent. Gandura continues to analyze the rubbings. The magic helped, but not enough. I don't remember my name or past life. That knowledge may be lost forever. I do remember more about Xal'atath, or rather where we might find more information. I was forced into this form by the Vile Branch trolls. They kept dark knowledge secret from the other troll tribes, including knowledge of Xal'atath. If we are to know more, we must go to the Mazari Deeps.
The path to Xal'atath lies in the Mysara Deeps, with Hex-Lord Malakraz.
Malakraz, this is madness! He betrayed and enslaved our lore.
Stay a while and listen. Let's go.
You got a hug for your uncle?
Okay, let's see what you have to say, Zul'jan.
Friend of the Amani.
We Amani can only rely on ourselves. We cannot trust the Loa or the Gunkinge to be where, or the Gunkinge to be there when we need them. If the Loa withdraw their blessing, Zul'jan will be powerless. Without power of our own, we are at their mercy. The Lightwood was a promising start. It helped us defeat the Twilight's Blade and push back Xal'atath's minions. But we need something more, a weapon the Amani can wield to protect our people and use as leverage against our rivals. Zul'jan glances at his uncle and scowls. Zul'jan, did I say Zul'jan? I meant Zul'jan, but... My uncle doesn't understand, neither does Zul'jan, but grandfather would. He'd understand what I'm trying to do.
Friend of my sister is a friend of mine.
Yeah, we're his friend. He says it right there.
There you are. I need your help with a project.
Vile Branch? Malakraz! We must tell Zul'jana.
She will try to stop me from finding Xal'atath, just like with the Lightwood. But we needed the Lightwood, and we will need Xal'atath.
If the ancient Amani sealed Xal'atath away, it may be too dangerous to unleash.
Or it may be the weapon we need for when the elves make war on us. For when the Loa abandon us.
The Loa will not abandon us.
How can you be sure? They have done it before, huh? Why not put some of that faith in me, Uncle?
A little bit reasonable there, a little bit.
Zul'aman will always stand strong.
May I be raised again on the wings of Aquilzon.
Alright. Arrive at the Mazara Deep. Are we needing to do this dungeon again? We did this dungeon like 3 or 4 times, I'm pretty sure, quest-wise.
This is a fool's errand. Malakraz is dead.
Even so, it is his knowledge that we seek. I can remember.
Malakraz is dead, but that doesn't mean his knowledge is lost. While I was a servant of the Vile Branch, I remember discussions about Malakraz's research into Xal'atath. Malakraz recorded his knowledge in scrolls that he kept with him. Now that he's dead, we need to find what happened to them. The Vile Branch Hex Masters won't talk willingly, but if you slay them, I can use their own necromantic magic against them to compel them to speak.
I will remember more.
The mask says we are looking for the scrolls of Malakraz. While we are in Mazara, try to find any scrolls the Vile Branch have left around. Mazara is a dangerous place, so don't bother sorting through them. Just grab them, and we can check later. Even if they don't mention Xal'atath, we might find information about their plans or intentions against the Amani.
I guess we can't get rid of...
Jean boy, no good can come from that villain's writings.
True. Ugh.
Knowledge is not good or bad, Uncle. It's what you do with it that matters.
Also kinda true. A little bit. Only a little bit. Well, that guy's rude.
Malakras always said that binding the law was just the first step. He had bigger plans than that.
Interesting.
You do not share your uncle's fear in the law.
I have lived my entire life without them. Why should I?
True. They were here for generations, yet our empire has crumbled.
Ex-Lord, return to us.
They really want him back.
Ulatek was Malakras' obsession. A way to return to the Amani Empire.
Like, after I finish my stream, I'm probably gonna go straight back to bed because I'm yawning like no tomorrow. Gosh darn. Zul'jan is so cool in such a Sigma Skibbity Giga chat. Well, I agree with most of that. I can relate to being tired. I think I got like maybe 1 hour of sleep in before the stream, guys. So, yeah.
What did Malakras do to the law?
Your grandfather asked the law to help fight the elves and other Gokinye.
Bro, why is your stream giving me AI ads? I have no control over what ads YouTube makes, you guys watch, sadly. Obviously, I am very anti-AI, so, that sucks. I enjoy talking with you all the same. Well, that's nice. I appreciate that. My, OBS disconnected there. I don't know for how long, but it said it disconnected, so that's fun. What is Locke fighting? What the heck? Well, he's helping out Zul'jan, so I guess it's worth it. Does Banneret vibe with Zul'jan canonically? I think Ban understands a lot of Zul'jan's grief and, aspirations. I mean, Ban helped the Amani back during the, Second War against the Blood Elves, or, as they were back then, High Elves. So, he has a very, he has already a steep fondness for the Amani, for Zul'jan. He understands their plight, I guess. So, while he doesn't fully agree, I guess, with some of Zul'jan's thoughts, I think he understands them, and that's enough for him to kind of, like, you know, I get where you're coming from, kid, sort of attitude. Okay, can I click on that, please?
It is an honor to battle beside you.
Hex Lord's favored apprentice. If any have Malakras' scrolls, it is her.
These are some very oddly, complicit, trolls. Alright, we need 2 more scrolls. Scroll troll. Hey, that kind of rhymes. And that straight up rhymes, really.
Malakras infused avatars with Deloa's power. Avatars like your grandfather.
So, he researched Xal'atath. If grandfather could wield the power of our greatest weapon, then
he could reclaim stolen lands, rebuild the empire, realize his dream.
Now listen to this mask, Zul'jan. I scroll past, trolls, because they don't roll on my chores on the floors. Wow. We got a young lyricist here. Okay, that's all the scrolls. Let's return to our boy Kinduru.
Uncle, the scrolls are with Vordaza in the Mysara caverns.
Oraka, beloved of Akelzon.
Looks like being some sort of, weapon was already unsettling. But now Malakras is involved. He and his plots brought Zul'jan's grandfather to ruin. He destroyed our age-old bond with the Loa. This chase for knowledge is taking us down a treacherous path. The Mazara caverns are even more dangerous than the deeps, and Vordaza is as deadly as she is cruel. The search for Xal'atath is becoming more dangerous than Zul'jan realizes. Kinduru takes the bundle of scrolls. He says nothing, but is clearly concerned. Malakras' notes are with Vordaza, and she is using them to further her necromantic experiments. I need you to go to the Mazara caverns to recover them. It will be dangerous, and you will need to gather allies before venturing in. I'll stay here and protect my uncle. We need to sort through all these scrolls we gathered and see what else we can find out. Alright, we can do a stay a while and listen.
Are those notes in Vordaza's possession? Don't get blood on them. I have a few ideas. Want to hear them?
I can ask him for some assistance. Cool. Well, it's like being some sort of... Okay, we read that. Let's see the stay a while and listen.
Yeah, we come back and see Uncle Kinduru. Boy, this has gone far enough. We must stop following Malakras' footsteps, lest we anger the Loa.
The Loa? If we can harness Xal'atath's power, we will not need the Loa.
How can you say that? The Loa made your sister Hashe. They helped us defeat the Twilight's Blade.
What about when the elves invaded our lands? When the Trollbanes haunted our people? When my grandfather was tortured? And still, we had to beg them to aid us against the Twilight's Blade.
He has a point.
No, Uncle. We must take the power we need to protect the Amani, like my grandfather did.
Your grandfather led the Amani to catastrophe, Zul'jan.
My grandfather did what was needed. The Amani stand alone, and the Amani never die.
The Amani never die. Guy is bar spitting.
We don't need magical animals.
Even if we find Xal'atath, there is no guarantee we'll be able to use it. But if Malakras' notes contain the ritual to transfer its power, that gives us options. Alright. It'd be cool if we get, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, it'd be really cool if we got a Mani-based, allies, with, like, Zul'jan and Kindaru coming with us. I will be honest with you.
I am blessed to be here to prowl with me. I have used the shadows to see inside the cavern. I have seen my people dead, alive, or born.
It would, alright. Zul'jan is so cool, I want to kiss him. Alright. Nothing wrong with that. Understandable, really. But, this is definitely a weird bump in the road. There's a lot of, like, I've noticed, like, in WoW, they do a lot of, like, go do this dungeon. Like, and, like, I get it. But at the same time, it's just kind of weird. It's like a weird, just, like, go to the past and repeat stuff quest. I think it'd be really cool if they did, like, scenarios more. Like, this would have been better for, as, like, a scenario or whatever, but... Alright, let me... I'm gonna stop the recording, because it's just... this dungeon. Which I've already done before. Like, it's a good dungeon, don't get me wrong, but... we'll help them out in a little bit. What makes Zul'jan a good character? I mean... how do I put in the words? Zul'jan is a good character because...
another bag of coin for
I have my own thoughts. I mean, you can definitely give your own thoughts while I try to give mine, but, like... I think it's the fact that he's a very... real character. Like, after everything he's gone through, after everything his people has gone through, it makes sense why the way he is, the way he is. Like, he's got every reason to be bitter. He has every reason to be mad. But, like, he's not just anger. He's got passion. He's got his own loyalties, his own kinship with his family, with his tribe. Like, if he was only anger and he hated everything, I think he'd be a very boring character, but it's the fact that he values his family. It's the fact that he loves his family. And that he's... I don't know, he's a very... I like how real he is, and I like how likable he is, despite being... he has definitely dark traits, definitely. But he also has good traits. Like, he has a lot of good, and a lot of bad.
who be stealing my kill? Who be letting Alazi's little kittens go?
Little kittens. That line always kills me. Zul'jan is a badass, takes matters in his own hands, is noble, Sigma, Skibbity, Giga Chad, and is Zul'jan, but with potential to be a good guy or anti-hero. Yeah. Those are some good points. I guess. People who are up in arms and want him to be killed remind of the people back in 2018. So when the Naruto manga was concluding that they were mad that Kishimoto did not kill Sasuke? That's an interesting parallel, an interesting comparison. I mean, I do think, like, Sasuke got a little bit off scot-free over some of the things he tried to do. But I mean, a big part of Naruto was forgiveness. Like, that's one of the, like, the villains always kind of...
Not even once.
Oh, they have... What?
He needed some magic. What's on your mind?
We must heal the sickness here.
Necromancy. Not even once.
I kind of appreciate that she has a unique click line. That's kind of nice. Alright, we need... one more... No, two more. Where are they? Are they in here? No, they're not. Where are they? I think they're inside the hut. Oh, there's one right here. Zul'jan points about his people are over-reliance on Loa is what interests me the most. It's true. Like, I don't think, like, I don't think I've ever given it much thought before he kind of said it, too. Where it's like, yeah, trolls are kind of over-reliant on the Loa. And it kind of bites them in the end. Like, he has a point there. And it's something I wish that they, like, gave more focus to, basically. Like, he obviously has a point. I kind of appreciate that this dungeon kind of just lets me yap about whatever right now. Save the blue one.
What does my eagle spy with her shiny eyes? A trespasser, an interloper, but you won't take my prey from me.
Alright, Merosian. I do appreciate Merosian's drip. Or his shoulder pads, you know? Anybody with giant skull shoulder pads, is kind of cool. To an extent, I ain't got the time for this. Alright, I guess they don't get faint death like I do. Yeah, I don't think a character like Zul'jan deserves death, no matter what they do with him in the next patch, you know? I think that we, in Warcraft, are a little bit too reliant sometimes on they always deserve death. Obviously, they don't do it for every character, but I think that sometimes it's more interesting when you let a villain live. Depending, obviously, on the situation. If they're irredeemable, it's one thing. Does Bannerac vibe with Eretor? Okay, the character of Bannerac doesn't mind Eretor, but I don't vibe with him. I think Ban, in some ways, could appreciate Eretor for who he is and what he does. But, kind of ends there. I don't think he hates him, I don't think he likes him, I think it's just kind of like a, yeah, he's fine, I guess. Me, on the other hand, I don't vibe with him at all. The entire premise of Midnight is faith, and when and where to question things and faith itself. Yeah. It's a good time to, like, I think Zul'jan's a perfect character to tackle the whole Loa or, we can't rely on them forever, we need to rely on ourselves type of character. I appreciate him. I agree, they should let villains live more often, like Garrosh, for example. I love him. I mean, we did let him live, though. Garrosh was shown mercy, why not Zul'jan? Garrosh was shown mercy, but he was given mercy to kind of be penalized and imprisoned, you know? But yeah, you know, we give mercy to villains who are far worse sometimes, or at least committed far worse. Obviously with Zul'jan, I don't think it's to penalize him or imprison him. That's not how I see it for him specifically. But, yeah. I don't think he deserves death. Don't they always?
Traps incoming. Watch your step.
Aim for the heart. Take them down, Necra. You're gonna pay for that.
Zul'jan deserves to be a leader of the Amani and join the Horde and become War Chief and kill Eretor. Well, I don't know about all of that, but, some of that, sure.
Watch your step.
A good kill, Hashura, and I rescued all that was still alive. But why did Murojin bring them here? The kidnapping won't stop until we get to the root of the evil. Follow me.
The root of the evil. God, this is such a cool visual thing, though. I love this dungeon visually.
That not be natural, and the energy flowing into it. This is hex magic, using the souls of the dead in powerful magic spells. I hope this is not why they brought my kin here. If the maker of that monstrosity be here, we must stop them and make sure their creation is put down.
What are your current thoughts on Midnight? Very, very, very mixed. I think that... Hold on, I'm gonna turn my sound off. Too much sound going on. I think that Midnight had a very strong start. Really good questing. Probably the best questing experience, in my opinion, since Dragonflight? I just wasn't really, like, as sold on War Within at all, by comparison. I think War Within has its strengths in its patches, and some other quest lines, obviously. Undermine, I think, was its strongest, patch, but, I just don't think I was really sold on War Within by comparison. And then, when it came to, Midnight, I was very much sold on the questing, and the themes, and the characters, but then the, main storyline questline happened, and I just fell off of it extremely hard. I think that Midnight had a lot going for it, and it's kind of going downhill with its delivery and its direction. Curse of Xal'atath looks promising, but I don't want to get too much into it. I wanted to wait till after we did this questline. But, I don't like its ending, specifically. There's a whole video on that if you really want to know what my thoughts are. It's the They Didn't Listen video. Rants, if you don't mind spoilers, it goes into detail with that, regarding the ending of the next patch. But yeah, I generally do not like the direction that Midnight has gone in. WoD had the best leveling ever, in my opinion. Oh, I agree with that. That's not a argument that I actually will have, personally. I think Mr. Pandaria and Worlds of Draenor probably have my personal favorite questing, although Battle for Azeroth is pretty solid too on Horde. But, Wad has very good leveling, I agree with that. I honestly would have preferred Zul'jara died sacrificing herself to save Zul'jan, and he becomes the leader in her stead. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, I really don't, like, I'll be honest with you, I really don't like I think way too many people are way too gung-ho against Zul'jara in favor of Zul'jan. I love Zul'jan, he's a great character, but I don't like oh, we need to give up one to save the other. No, we do not. For me, I think Zul'jan and Zul'jara are a package deal. We need both. Which coincides with your falling out with Eretor. Eretor was already an uphill battle. I didn't like his character design. I didn't like how preachy he was in the questing. Like, I was trying to like him in the questing, if I'm being honest with you. Like, Box really likes the character of Eretor, and Box and I are really good friends, obviously. And I wanted to like the character that he liked, you know? So I tried really liking and appreciating Eretor, and in some capacity it kind of worked, but not really. There was always like a back of the thing in my head where I was like, I don't know if I like this guy, you know? And I think the main story questline after the Voidstorm, with the March to Quel'thelas, solidified that I did not like Eretor. But yeah, I don't think, I don't like the solution. I don't like the idea narratively of we need to give up Zul'jara for Zul'jan. I think they are a package deal. You need them both. They really play off of each other really well. And like, it's one of the things I really noticed after Zul'jan and Zul'jara became more of a thing as the story progressed. We don't really have a lot of sibling characters in Warcraft. And when we do, they're always separated. Like, Gunnar and Duratan were pretty great, but Gunnar dies. Malfurion and Illidan were pretty great, but Illidan died and then doesn't really interact with Malfurion ever since Warcraft 3. They have nods to each other in the game, but not a lot. So, the fact that Zul'jan and Zul'jara were siblings, and they were siblings that got along, was something unique and something really special that we just do not get. And I think that it's something we need more of. I know that technically we have the Windrunner sisters, but they have also been, for the longest time, kind of like, in a bad relationship. There's also Gyra and Thrall, but that's also something very new, and it's only really done with the short stories as well. Like, outside of the game. So, like, in-game is what I'm mostly talking about. Blizzard seems intent on at least killing one of them. Well, yeah, I don't agree with that either. I think that's a bunch of bunk. And it'll always be a bunch of bunk. I want G Firebot to be the main character of Last Titan. I don't think that's happening. I think that would be very random, if I'm being honest. I think the Last Titan character should be Thrall, personally. They should be co-leaders. The siblings share different viewpoints that conflict, but that's good. Keeps them on edge and constantly searching for best answers. I agree with that, Nano. I agree with that full-heartedly. That is the way I view those characters. They should be co-leaders together, and that's the direction they should be. It should not be one overlapping the other. I really don't like how the community immediately goes to that. Always, like, Zul'jara needs to die, Zul'jara needs to go. Like, no. I agree that with some people, though, she's a little bit too much, on board with outsiders. Like, I do think there should have been a little bit more of a pushback there. We could have Rexxar and Wad Rexxar have a twin sibling dynamic. That would be weird. That would be weird. I don't like that. I know you keep bringing up Warlords of Draenor Rexxar lore, but we only need one Rexxar. I personally agree with Blizzard's direction of just having one AU character exist. Like, it would be interesting. Like, I liked the, people during Shadowlands, they love the core concept idea of a twin Gul'dan boss fight, where you basically are you know, you're thrown into Torghast and the two Gul'dans are working together, or they're fighting each other for dominance. I liked that idea. I think that idea was really cool. But, like, that's like one example of it, I think, working. I don't think I really like I don't know, I don't think we need two Rexars in the same room. We only need one. We only need the one. Because they're kind of not really that different at all. I mean, our Rexar has more of a history that we're bonded to, while AU Rexar has, like, I don't know, 3 quest lines, basically. 3 quest lines, and he doesn't really have any relationship with the Horde. Too much of a good thing, yeah. And that's me saying that. Like, I'm a big Rexar fan, but I don't think we need 100 Rexars. One is good enough. Alright, we're almost on the boss we need.
There are souls still that we can save. You confront her, I'm gonna release all the souls I can find.
We're almost done with the dungeon. If I wasn't yapping so much, we'd probably be done by now, but... well... you know how I am, guys. I love yapping.
What's this? New souls for my experiments?
Wad Rexar isn't very fleshed out from what I remember, yeah. He is not.
Your souls be forfeit. This affliction is hard.
With all due and no hostility whatsoever, this is not bait, but why do you think Thrall should be the main character instead of Illyria, despite the fact the saga was designed for Illyria? There's a very easy answer for that. I think Illyria's chapter is done in Midnight. I also don't think that the saga was designed for Illyria, and I don't really agree with that. In fact, I'm probably gonna go on a tangent here now because you've brought it up.
You're gonna be tormented from beyond the grave.
This is why we tune in. I appreciate that, Burning. Okay, I need to go in my I need to go in my rant after this gal is dead.
You accomplished nothing. Rak'tul will still rise.
Okay.
But her evil.
Now let me go on my long rant regarding Illyria, Thrall, Anduin. It's a big old long thing. Okay. It probably sucks considering they are probably going to kill off Zul'jan, probably. I want them to have equal power, bicker and argue, then come up with grounded results. Sigh bro, sigh. True, very true. Thrall was always the main character, and Jaina maybe, and Anduin. Okay. So, let me go into my long rant about, does Magnathal clan even exist in that universe? Probably not. I think Rexar's the last remaining one. Okay, back to Grazert of the Dark Spears. With all due respect and no hostility whatsoever, this is not bait, but why do you think Thrall should be the main character instead of Illyria, despite the fact that the saga was designed for Illyria? So, let me go, okay. People are sick of Illyria and the Windrunners in general. Their family has been more prominent in the lore since Sylvanas became War Chief, true. But, so let me go into a little bit more detail as to why I think Illyria shouldn't be the main character in Last Titan. For starters, Midnight and War Within had her plenty, right? I think that War Within, it was already the Illyria expansion. Like, we already had Illyria be the main face for War Within. Midnight follows through with that. She's still here, but she's not here as much. She's mostly in the Void Storm and in the Void Spire, and then she gets sent to the World Core or whatever, and her fate is kind of unknown. This might surprise people with how harsh I was regarding Illyria in War Within, but I don't think she deserves to die, per se. I do think that it would be a compelling story if she does die at the end of Midnight or Last Titan or whatever, but I think she's had her time in the sun, basically. We've done all we really need to with her character. If they want her to be the one to kill Xal'atath, I'm okay with it, but I don't really think that's the direction the story is going. As for Thrall was already propped up in the War Within cinematic along with Anduin as a major character, and he really hasn't done anything in the saga, so the idea of Thrall not being a vital character and not being one of the pillars for this trilogy, for this World Soul Saga, in itself is wrong, right? Like, I think Thrall deserves just as much screen time as Illyria and Anduin does, and he hasn't really had it. And they're already kind of propping Thrall up. I don't know if you knew this, but in lore walking, they're propping a Thrall lore walking. They have him in the marketing for BlizzCon this year, in a couple months. So it already feels like they're propping Thrall up to be the main character for Last Titan, and Illyria feels like she's already kind of slipping away. I feel like her story, in a way, is already done. And with Thrall, it kind of makes sense. You know, you could have him be the main protagonist against Eridikron, who is, in a way, kind of like a returning factor of Deathwing in a different body, in a different form. There's similarities enough, and you had Thrall be the main person against Deathwing in Cataclysm, and I know a lot of people draw the comparisons, but I don't really think he was as in Cataclysm as Illyria was in War Within. But yeah, I think, personally for me, Thrall should be, at the very least, one of the faces for Last Titan. I already think that they're propping up Sylvanas and Illidan as characters for Last Titan too, but I think Thrall definitely deserves a spotlight. It feels like they're building to that. It would be cool to see Thrall have a role to play. Maybe he helps with interactions with the Tonka. That could also be cool too, you know. But that's my long-ass rant regarding Illyria. You can give me your thoughts, Darkspear, but that's basically it. You know, I think that, if anything, Illyria seems to be leaving the door and Thrall is entering it. That's what it kind of feels like. His children should be enough to chime in too. I think Reza, or Reez? I'm trying to think of what her name. I think it's Reza. I think Reza is at least 10, and I think Darak is like 13 or 14 by now, probably, which is like Anduin's age during Mista Pandaria or Cataclysm. So I'd say at the very least Darak should have some role in Last Titan, maybe. More Thrall would be nice. We have Rexxar alongside him. Imagine Thrall and Rexxar work together to take down Eridikron. We could have Chen, Bane, and Rokon and have them be a dungeon group. That'd be badass. Will orcs do reach maturity at 12? Yeah, but Thrall was raised by humans, and I could definitely see him kind of being protective of his kid, especially when cities are falling apart, friends are dying left and right around him. So, I think Thrall would be very protective of his kid right now. I don't think he wants him, you know, going to Northrend to engage Xal'atath or Eridikron. That could be a problem. Will Illyria still be alive? She got shanked last time we saw her. I think she's still alive, but I don't think she's doing too great, especially because she got Laura pulled out of her, stabbed in the back by Xal'atath with the Blade of the Black Empire. I don't think Illyria's doing so hot. I think both Farin and Eretor will appear in Last Titan. I mean, I think so too, but I don't think they're going to be the core faces of the expansion. I think we're more likely to see Illidan and Sylvanas and Thrall, and maybe Anduin, as the faces and core pillars for Last Titan than for Farron and, Eretor. Gosh, I hope we don't see Eretor in Last Titan. I don't care for him. I really don't care for... honestly, I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? If you want to make Illyria the main character for Last Titan, okay, I guess. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm okay with it. Over Eretor. I really do not like Eretor. I think Eretor is, like, the way the WoW community was reacting to Medan during Wrath of the Lich King, that's how I feel about Eretor. Like, Medan was definitely not it, but I don't feel as strongly negative with him, like I do with Eretor. Generally do not like Eretor. There's so much to not like about the character. He feels so forced. Eretor is such a forced protagonist. I really do not like him. I tried. I really did. Just, no. Thrall, throws a Rotocron, a Sensu Bean, and have him fight his son. Oh god. Not Perfect Cell. Oh man, just hearing the word Northrend makes me so hyped for Last Titan. I really hope Blizzard break all emerging classes for that expansion. Oh, me too. I hope Last Titan is it. I'm kind of sad that the World Soul Saga just has not really been my cup of tea, so I'm really hoping, Last Titan makes the mark it needs to. It doesn't help that Eretor both acts and is treated like a teen when he's a grown-ass man. Oh yeah, it doesn't. You seem to have similar feelings regarding both Turalyon and Eretor. Turalyon... I never really liked Turalyon to start with, but there are aspects I can like about Turalyon. A little bit. Eretor is Anduin but worse, but I like Anduin. I've always liked Anduin. I've liked Anduin from the start. Like, I'm a Horde person till I die, but at the very least, I like Anduin. I even like Varian. There's a lot of Alliance characters I like, too. But, yeah, Turalyon... I remember reading the book where Turalyon was like, I've gained the light because the orcs are irredeemable monsters, and I just looked at that and I was like, ew. One thing I no opinion we disagree on is Turalyon. I like Turalyon and want him to have more screen time. Both Turalyon... Oh, well, I read that already, Lars. You deleted it. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Turalyon, but at the very least I can see why people like him. There's aspects to like about the character. He's just not for me personally. One opinion I know we disagree on is Turalyon. I like Turalyon and want him to have more screen time and have him kill shit. I mean, that's fair. I don't like the character Turalyon, but at the very least I can see why people like him is the main thing I will always say. He's just not for me. There has always been an uphill battle with Turalyon, but I can see where Grazard is coming from. There's definitely very similar-ish vibes, but like, the problem I have with Eretor is when he was introduced in Burning Crusade and then actually used as a character in Legion, there wasn't a dislike for him. I was like, there was really nothing going on between me and him. Like, he was a character that exists and I felt nothing to the character in Legion. And that persisted until War Within / Midnight, where he was introduced to us, and again, in War Within, there wasn't really animosity or negativity to the character. It was, again, kind of just nothingness. There wasn't really a feeling. There was just kind of like okay. This guy exists. Compared to, say, Turalyon, who I already didn't like. I'm still bitter you having Ironroth Turalyon stuck on Argus. Well, that's not confirmed, but we'll see where Ironroth goes. Are these guys fighting something? No, they're just healing. Okay. Yeah, Eretor is kind of just, I'd say it's the leveling in the main story questline, that made me dislike the character. Finally. Like, I just fell off of him completely while doing the questing, but yeah. Alright, Raktul, let's finish this up. We gotta finish the Zul'jan questline. Fun fact, this guy is voiced by a Rudicron, same voice actor. So, that's pretty cool. Alright, they got that one. Cool. With both Farron and Eritor, they both are hitting similar story beats. I can kind of see that. But I don't dislike Farron, though. I think Farron is less, frustrating. Because she's not the main character of War Within or Midnight. She's a character that exists and does things, but she's not, she's not propped up as the main character and force protagonist of the expansion, which is what I think my problem with Illyria and Eritor has been. I don't like Farron, she's kind of boring to me. That's fair. I don't dislike her.
With the creature dead and the vile branch gone, we
Ooh.
with the bark all be sleeping a little safer. For now. We will always be looking over our shoulders at the vile branch. Come back with me. The chief be having a reward for you.
It's a shame we don't have, I feel like this could have easily been a portal to a raid. It's a really, like, this dungeon in general is really cool. I really like this dungeon. Alright. We have finished the dungeon finally. That means we can return to Zul'jan. I think I would have liked her more if she was cold to us at first, then grew to like us. It would fit the Arathi xenophobia. I kind of like that she's different from the other Arathi, but I get what you're saying. I think she could have been cold to us at the start, too. But I think her overwhelming...
Did you succeed in getting Malacross's notes?
I did. Yeah, I think that we definitely could have, had a rocky relationship with her at first, but I think that I would have had her still be kind under the surface in a way. I don't know how to exactly explain it. Maybe she'd be kind to Anduin and exclusively Anduin, but then be like, she'd have to warm up to us specifically. I don't know, something like that. I think in general, Warcraft does feel like it's afraid to do characters that are, like, negative towards us, because, like, every time they do a character like that, they either die, or they come around to us. And I think coming around to us is fine, but it does feel like they do them less and less. Like, Zul'jan is one of the rare times they've done it successfully, I feel like. Obviously, not everyone feels that way, but... Faerun will probably be expanded more with the Arathi Empire. I could see that too. Yeah, I think that will be a thing. Will Malacross's notes hold the next clue, or will this all just be a waste of time? You got them. Now let's see if this was worth all the effort. Zul'jan flips through the scrolls.
Zul'aman will always...
Here, the note says Xal'atath was sealed away by the Amani. To break the seal, one needs a key. Zul'jan ships through the notes. The key was hidden within a shrine and protected with ancient magic, but which shrine? Zul'jan looks up. Didn't the tablets of Numazon mention the shrine being dedicated to the serpent victory? We know that the visions in Harandar that the Xal'atath was a serpent. That must be it. The key is hidden at the serpent shrine in Zul'aman. The longest lasting character who was like that was Nathanos. Technically it was Terran Zu, actually, but I get what you mean. Nathanos, I don't think was a successful like a character that was, you know, I don't think people vibe with Nathanos really remotely as much as Zul'jan. Zul'jan, there's been like a whole situation with him, in comparison. Like, I think Nathanos has his fans, but I think they're not as loud and not as numerous comparatively. I think a lot more people dislike Nathanos than Zul'jan. And then with Terran Zu, I think Terran Zu was... I remember people didn't like Terran Zu at first, but I think he's another sleeper character that people ended up liking after the fact. Does Banneret vibe with AI, or does he hate those filthy clankers? Oh, filthy clankers indeed. I like characters better when they come around to us. It builds a connection. That's the thing, though. Zul'jan has done that, basically. Nathanos was always short with us, at the best of times, you know. Nathanos, I love him a lot. He was my true hero. I hope he returns in Shadowlands sequel. Ew. Ew. Now, Nathanos was a wad, a bootlicker, hated his snarky ass. Terran Zu was much more bearable, especially because his concerns were valid. Yeah, Terran Zu had a valid reaction to us because we were Outlanders literally ruining his land with war and the Shah. Nathanos never really had a good reason to hate us. I always said this, I think that Nathanos should have hated you if he knew you were a rebel. That makes more sense. But if you were a loyalist, I think he should have came around to you and been like, yeah, oh yeah, Solanus and all that stuff. Like, it would have made, I think, a little bit more sense, and it would have given a better reason for him to hate you or like you. He kind of just treats everyone with disdain, though, like, no matter what. And I think that's kind of why people grew to dislike the character, really. But yeah.
The key to Xal'atath is hidden in the serpent shrine of Zul'aman. Let's go.
Let's go!
Zul'jan, wait! We need to tell Zul'jan!
I agree! Oh boy. Oh boy. Nathanos was and always will be a, perk. I think you meant prick, but yeah. He kind of warms up to you if you are filthy a loyalist. It doesn't matter in the end, yeah. I mean, if two people broke into my house and started destroying due to fighting each other, I'd be pissed. Terran Zu I vibe with. Yeah, Terran Zu is a better vibe. Alright. I think this is, we're wrapping up to the conclusion. Except if you're Sylvanas, well, yeah. Oh, it's right here.
If the key is within, we will have to smash the shrine open.
Oh. Okay.
I'm listening now.
This shrine is ancient, small, unremarkable. The perfect hiding place. If Malacross was right, the key to Xal'atath should be right here. Zul'jan's heavy hammer thumps onto the shrine for emphasis. It may take some time for, to break through the stone to find it. I admit I do not believe the visions in Harandar. I don't fully trust Malacross's notes either. I'm gonna screenshot that. But if the key is here, that would be undeniable proof that we are chasing is real. I really want to be Nathanos. I sent for Sylvanas greatly. Okay, alright, Lars. I mean, you do you. Guardian of the Shrine. Speak to Zul'jan optional? It won't let me speak to him at all.
Sir, we don't need to do this. Yes, we do, Uncle. The Amani must stand strong. We carve our own path.
Do not be tempted by power like your grandfather. He brought ruin to us all.
Zul'jan is intent on desecrating the shrine, all in the word of Malacross.
You do not need Xal'atath's power, Shanboy. We have Zul'jan, the Hashem, to protect us.
I've sent a message to Zul'jara. Well, let's hope she gets it before Zul'jan does. Zul'jan may not listen to me, but he will listen to her. I hope.
There you are.
Grandfather died right here. He died trying to make the Amani stronger. If there is any truth to the idea of an ultimate Amani weapon, I owe it to Grandfather and all the ancestors to find it. We are ready. Go ahead, Zul'jan. No! Oh!
You're always welcome.
What?
Isn't this exciting? Zul'jan is about to unearth the key to Xal'atath. Such power has not yet been seen since the Amani first arrived in Zul'aman, a power so great it defeated the Dark One. The mask cannot change its expression, but you can sense that it is grinning. It is ironic that Malacross sought this power all his life and died just a few feet away. The key was right under his nose. Yeah, I think his area was over here, I think. It's very changed, very different. Interesting. Alright. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh. I thought, okay. I guess we had to engage them. I don't like how we have no agency in the situation. Zul'jan is obviously about to do something bad and like morons we help him. It would be nice if we could voice our concerns.
Yes, we do, Uncle. The Amani must stand strong. We carve our own path.
Do not be tempted by power like your grandfather. He brought ruin to us all.
He tried to unite the tribes, to take back the land that was stolen from us.
You do not need Xal'atath's power, Shanboy. We have Zul'jan, the Hashem, to protect us.
And when the Loa abandon us again, we cannot rely on them.
I promised Amani.
Oof.
Ancestors are warning us. Help me stop this.
Bannerang Blade Snow, we cannot keep this up forever. I need to talk some sense into Zul'jan before it's too late. Can you hold them off without me? I'll protect you, go talk to Zul'jan. Okay. Okay. In BFA, the new player character helps Xal'atath get a new body, the player character are morons. We really are. I really wish we had way more agency and way more like, that sounds like a bad idea. I'm not gonna do that. I really, yeah. Okay. Here we go.
I found it. This must be the key to...
Zul'jan, this is dark magic. Let it go.
No! With this power, we need no law, no attain.
Oh, it wasn't voice acted for some reason.
Uncle! Uncle!
Why isn't this voice acted?
No.
Tragic. A lifetime of devotion to his law. Yet where were they when he breathed his last breath? Sadly, this
It keeps cutting out.
we tried to change it.
Then you must be
Malakras. And I need your help, Zul'jan, to secure our people's future, free of the Loa's empty promises. To finish what your grandfather and I started.
What about my sister? The Loa have her completely in their grasp. When she sees our uncle...
Take the key, Zul'jan.
Don't do it!
And when you have claimed, I assure you,
It keeps cutting out! Oof. Good cutscene, but goddamn. Wow, Platinum's Midnight Catch-Up video really shows how stupid we are, you know.
You're awake? You were out for quite a while.
Yeah, I've noticed with, a lot of WoW's cutscenes, the audio is the most janked up, usually. For some reason. The Amani found you and Kanduro at Zul'aman. They carried you back here. After the meeting in Harrendar, I came here to speak with Zul'jara about the vision you witnessed. And Zul'jan had seemed upset when you left, and it was not my intent to make him so. But all of that can wait. Now that you are awake, you should go speak to Zul'jara. She wants to know what happened at Zul'aman.
Zul'jara is at the Loa Shrine, attending to Kinduru. Come.
It's the same hut as this one. That's beautiful. Out of all the huts to throw us in, they threw us in the hut where the one guy that tried to kill us is currently hanging out in.
What would we do without you, Uncle?
Oof. I'm gonna miss that guy. He was a good... I liked Kinduru. I liked him a lot.
I'm listening.
Benric Bladesna, it's good to see you again. The last time I saw my uncle, I had asked him to accompany Zul'jan to a diplomatic meeting in Harrendar. Now I find my uncle dead, you unconscious, and my brother missing. Zul'jara's countenance is equal parts sorrow and fury as she turns to look at you. Tell me what happened. Relate the entire story to Zul'jara.
I see. Ashura, would you honor us by helping with the death rites? The herbs are undercut. As for Zul'jan, he has always obsessed over our ancestors' legacy and our grandfather's glory. But to join forces with Malakras, that fool. I warned him about that villain. He manipulated grandfather, and now Malakras did this. He killed my uncle. I know it in my bones. And now he has my brother in his clutches. We have to find them. I have to save him. Zul'jan is adult, but he is my brother. And the only family I have left.
I agree. We should save Zul'jan. I feel sorry for his uncle. You can tell Zul'jan cares so much. They all care. It's just... oh man, it's so heartbreaking. How you doing, Arwena? I'd hoped the meeting in Harrendar would lead to a newfound sense of peace and understanding between our cousin races. Instead, our good intentions have led to tragedy. I can't help but feel responsible for these events. If I had not set Zul'jan on the path to Xal'atath and the Den of Echoes, it would never have led to this outcome. Orwena glances a shroud over Kinduru's body. I have pledged my aid to Zul'jara to help her find her lost brother is the least I can do. I like Orwena's like a real one. Like, this is technically the Harrenier's fault, but it wasn't out of malice. It was like, yeah, surely this will go well. Surely this will lead to, positive connections and unity and alliances and whatnot. It did not. It did the opposite. It made things worse. Which makes sense. I like that. I predict Rexler will pop in dual-wielding pistols and save Zul'jan. That would be beautiful.
The world watch over you.
I have already sent scouts to search for Zul'jan, but it'll be impossible to cover so much ground. I pray he sees through the lies that Malakras has woven before it's too late. Zul'jar's expression is grim, then softens as a small eagle lands on your shoulder. Thank you, Benric Bladesnaw, for telling me what happened, and for being with my uncle at the end. This eagle was my uncle's favorite companion and walks on through Zul'aman. I think he would like it if you took care of him now that he's gone.
Zul'jara, I bear responsibility for putting your brother on this path. I will help you find him.
Thank you. This is not your fault, Owena, but I welcome your help. The Amani leader welcomes you. Don't go
Stay a while and listen.
I'm sorry I wasn't there to protect you. I should not have made Zul'jan your responsibility. It's always trouble. Remember our trip to the coast? Little Zul'jan tried to swim across the strait. You were so mad. When our father died, you helped our mother raise us, told us stories of the Loa, taught us what it means to be Amani. Then when the Twilight's blade nearly beat us, you were the one to put me on the path of the Hashi. You are the reason why the Loa came back to us. You never lost faith in them, and you never lost faith in me. You were a second father to me, Uncle Kinduru. I will miss you, and I hope that I have made you proud.
Solid questline, actually. Like, as much as I don't like where it's leading to and what it's building to, I generally liked this.
Where have you been? Don't worry me like that.
I shall watch for you.
But yeah, that was, I liked that questline in spite of what it's building to and what it is and what it's going to, but, you know. Yeah. It was good. It was pretty decent, all things considered. Obviously, there's issues. There's always issues, but I generally still liked parts of it. And I'm hoping for a I'll still hope for a positive outcome. No, he's gone now. No. He's not here anymore. I miss him already. Well, that was my stream then, but I hope you guys enjoyed our chats, my own thoughts. Maybe you guys like the questline a little bit more now. Maybe you have your own negative thoughts about it, but yeah. You really think Blizzard might change their mind about killing him? Maybe. Yeah, we can go into discussions about that. If let me give a preface of a warning. This is gonna be our wrapping down the stream practically. I don't know how long we'll go into discussions about this, but if you care about spoilers for the Curse of Xal'atath, now is your time to leave. If you don't care for spoilers, or you already know the spoilers, stick around. Because we're going to talk a little bit about them. I already talked about them in the latest video that I posted. Well, not latest video. The latest video was about an RPG thing that I thought would be cool. Poorly timed, I think, considering what's going on with Blizzard and Microsoft, but is what it is. Okay. So, in regards to Zul'jan, again, like I said, leave now, spoilers. I've given you plenty of warnings now, but yeah, go ahead and bail right now, immediately, if you don't want to hear it. It's already been, I guess, talked a little bit about in the chat, but, you know, try to not give it too much acknowledgements, but alright. But, yeah. So, as the big idea pointed out, you really think Blizzard might change their idea about killing him. So, to go into discussions about what happens, basically, as you know, we're going to be going to this big place, and this big place has Xal'atath on it. It's Big Snake, Evil Loa. Evil Snake Loa can turn people into snakes, summon a bunch of snake people, create snake people, snakes. Snakes everywhere. Zul'jan becomes a snake person, and, Malakras, the evil spirit that we woke up and helped along this path, uses his evil magic to twist Zul'jan into his puppet, and, as a snake, as a puppet, Zul'jan dies. And that's it. The overarching story really builds up the idea of that we're going to save John, that Malakras is manipulating him, and it's a tragedy. It is a straight-up tragedy. The community, me included, I might have spearheaded this. At the very least, I was a part of it, big time. Have been very vocally against that John needs to die. He doesn't. He really doesn't. There's already been Kinduru's death. There's already been loss through bloodshed. The events are still negative. The events are still sad. I think you get the same effects. I don't think Zul'jan needs to die, and that has been an overwhelming current of what people feel regarding this character. A spoiler is an automotive aerodynamic device designed to spoil or disrupt unfavorable airflow across moving vehicle. I see. But, yeah, so the community has been overwhelmingly negative regarding Zul'jan's fate. And already Blizzard has seemingly made some changes regarding his dungeon journal for the raid, because he's a raid boss. At the very least, the context is different regarding what's going on, why we're fighting him, etc. It's the undercurrent or the overcurrent is that Malakras is puppeteering him about, and we need to stop him. And that Malakras is not willing to give John up so easily. I think that the story just works very well if John survives and is able to overpower Malakras, because Malakras has done damage to the Amani 3 times now, including Zul'jan. So I think it's just a better story to have John survive, overcome it, and, you know, redeem himself. And he could be a reoccurring character. I mean, they said in interviews that they wanted him to be a reoccurring character, and I think that would be better. But, really, it's a ball in Blizzard's court. Will they do it? I don't think so. Will they keep him dead? That's the true question. Like, they can do stuff that brings him back. Revivals in World of Warcraft, while rare, can happen, and I think they should happen for Zul'jan's sake. But we'll see. I'm curious. I am really curious if Blizzard will listen this time around. They don't usually... When things are voice acted already, and there's cinematics and cutscenes, it's a little bit harder, I'd say, to get a change happening. But they can cut content. Maybe they can reanimate stuff. Probably not. Like I said, this is a very big ask. This is like the biggest ask I think the Warcraft community could ever ask Blizzard to do regarding a story. But I think it's worth it. Because like I said in the video, in my own video, like, this is a really good story. But it's only a really good story if Zul'jan survives. If Zul'jan dies at the end, it's bittersweet. It doesn't really do Zul'aman favors. I think it outright ruins the Zul'aman story. I think it ruins the patch. And I just don't think it's the way to go. Honestly, I feel bad for Jara. She had lost her father, her grandfather in Burning Crusade, lost her mother sometime after, and now her uncle and brother. She is now alone. Yeah, it's really... I don't like the found family thing that they're trying to do with Liadrin. It doesn't work, I think. Again, John should just survive. Zul'jan will become a Loa and kill Xal'atath. I don't like the idea of Zul'jan becoming a Loa. It seems to be their go-to. You know, like, Vol'jin was very similar in that sense, where you had, he died, the community were mad, Blizzard was like, okay, we're gonna bring Vol'jin back, and they bring him back as a Loa, or they're going to, and that's been happening for like 10 years now. Had RP, so I just finished catching up. Very curious as to what the community response would be if Zul'jan survives. Is it a, see, always listen to us, or is it, hey, maybe let's not spoil ourselves? I don't think this is a situation, where spoiling ourselves is really the problem here. 'Cause with Zul'jan specifically, the community was very vocal from the beginning. Hey, this is a really interesting character. Let's not make him a villain. And that's quickly turned from let's not turn him into a villain to, hey, let's not kill him. And I think the community has been saying that for over 7 months now, 8 months now. A while, basically. Almost a year since he was revealed to us as a character. I do unfortunately think this is a situation where it is a listen to us at the very least. Cause I honestly, the spoiling factor doesn't fix anything. Like, oh, I didn't know he was gonna die. Like, I don't think that would change the perception that the community has regarding Zul'jan. I think people would be even more mad. I think that, because the thing here is, because there was a spoiler, because people spoiled themselves, and people were vocal like, hey, don't kill Zul'jan, not Zul'jan, gosh. Zul'jan, there's a chance that they might change it. And we wouldn't have had that if we didn't spoil ourselves, so, I don't know, it's a domino effect a little bit here. Obviously, it's a big ask, and again, I'm trying to be very vocal here. I don't want to give people hopium. I don't want people to turn bitter or be mad at me that a change didn't happen. I'm saying right now, the chances of them changing a story beat like Zul'jan's death is very, 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 very slim. They don't usually do stuff like that. Especially when it's already voice acted, it's probably already got a cutscene, it's already got a cinematic. I don't think they're going to change it. They could change the aftermath, they could change a sequel storyline, they could do a lot of after the fact things, but I personally don't think they're going to change it. I would love it if they do. I gotta be very vocal. If they change it, best thing Blizzard's ever done. I will probably become the most kiss-assy person to Blizzard if they change the story. But I don't think it's gonna happen. There are some people who really hate Zul'jan because of some Twitter crap. People are, I don't know, Twitter crap usually leads to some of the worst people sometimes. If Zul'jan becomes anything, it'd be an avatar of Xal'atath, like the troll bosses in Burning Crusade, classic. Zul'aman raid, I'm really hoping he won't die, but just be defeated and survive. I don't think there's too much evidence supporting, again, like I said, we're talking spoilers here. I'm very sorry if you're coming in and you're not expecting spoilers, but this is a very spoiler-heavy channel, so I don't know what to say regarding that. But, there's a lot of supporting evidence that he's going to die burning, and I'm very sorry. Like, I really don't want people going in. I hate that, but I don't want to give people high hopes over something I know isn't very likely to be positive or happen. I want to say, I really want them to change it. Like, I've been very vocal about that. If they change it, best thing Blizzard's ever done in years. Like, I will stand on that hill. Very good, very great moment. Sylvain is shot in the head by Vincent Godfrey and then was resurrected by one of her Valkyr. True, but she was already undead. Like, undead necromancy resurrections are the easiest thing in Warcraft to do. But, like, a living resurrection is extremely hard. Like, I cannot count on my hand how many times a living resurrection has happened in WoW. I think it happened to Jaina in War Crimes. Kinda to Medivh from his mother, but not really. I don't know, his status is weird. And then, of course, the Loa and Wild Gods typically can revive themselves. It's the state of order of things. But there's a lot of... I personally think there's a lot of ways to bring back Zul'jan. Either through necromancy, through Bwonsamdi, through the Loa. I think that there's definitely ways they can do it after the raid, but I don't predict... I don't know. It really depends on if Blizzard takes feedback like that really well. I don't know. And we'll just have to see. That is just one of the things we'll just have to see. Like I said, I gotta preface it all the time that I really don't think they're going to change it. Because getting my hopes up and getting your guys' hopes up can be crippling. Like, it can be really bad. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the guy that makes people miserable, you know? I love it. I would love it. I wouldn't love making you miserable. That was poorly structured. That was a poorly worded sentence. I would love it if he does survive, and they do take our feedback, and again, I will give them so much praise. I will probably, I don't know, I would turn my whole spiel regarding Midnight around at that point, but I don't have many positive things to say if he dies and stays dead. It would be nice, but I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, exactly. That's probably the way to do it. Again, if they do it, give them praise. Praise Blizzard. It was one of those moments where they don't have to do something like that. They don't have to change a story. They typically shouldn't, really, but they might. I know. Oh man, if there was only some setup for some kind of magic that keeps somebody's spirit preserved, maybe in something that a person can wear. Zul'jan becomes a Death Knight and be the reason for playable Amani trolls. They can be Death Knights. I really don't like the idea of him being undead. I don't like him being a snake. I don't like him being undead. I want John to be John. I want him to remain the living troll that I grew to like. I don't know. I hate to say it, but I do think I have a little bit of a problem with undeath for some characters sometimes. It depends. If it's done right, it's done right. Like, I think Nazgrim, Sylvanas, Lillian Voss, and Zelling are some examples where it's done really well. Oh, and Jakuru. I like Jakuru. But I think that, I don't know, I think I'm off-putted by the idea of undead Zul'jan. But yeah, we'll see, guys. We will see. I'm not holding my breath, like I said. I think there's, I'm gonna be honest, I think there's like a 1% chance that he, well, maybe 2. I'll bump it up to a 2%. There's a 2% chance they change it, but that's only based off of the dungeon journal that they keep changing, which is suspicious. I will admit that. They don't have to change the dungeon journal. Like, that part's a little bit making me raise my brow, but you know. You're racist to undead, I'll tell Evo. I'm not racist to undead. I just don't want John to be undead. Because he's my boy. But yeah. I'm gonna probably be wrapping it up here, but I appreciate you guys tuning in and hearing me yap. I'm glad that a lot of people like the character of Zul'jan. I'm glad at the very least there's that going on. I think he's a really fascinating character, and I'm proud that the community really likes him and are very prone to batting for him. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I think we will be playing BioShock Infinite, which will be fun. I'm looking forward to that. But you guys have a good time. You guys have a good week, and I'll see you when I see you for WoW stuff and other stuff too. But I've got so many things planned, so many videos planned, so many things set up. But I will be doing the Curse of Ulatek patch. I will be talking about it. Probably having very similar thoughts to what we're currently been spewing, but that's a given, I guess, at this point, because I just really like the character of Zul'jan, and I'm hoping for the best for the guy, either after the fact or during the fact. But we will see. Like I said, don't hold your breath. Don't hope for anything too big. But yeah, I will catch you guys. But you guys have a good one. You guys have a good day.